What is up, everybody? Good morning and welcome. How is everyone today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're ready for some fun. Hope you're ready for some new stuff in every sense of the word, ladies and gentlemen. I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to a new era in my streams. Ladies and gentlemen, some interesting stuff going on, all right? So let's talk. Today is the 9th of September 2020. It's a Wednesday. I've just returned back from my day away from streaming. This last week, admittedly, not one of my better ones. This last week, a lot of stuff got screwed up because I got sick. I got, for the second time this year, a double ear infection that really screwed me up to the point where I couldn't work for 2 days in the midst of new release hype and mayhem. Everyone had been anticipating seeing me play Marvel's Avengers and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Collection over the course of the weekend. And instead, I was sick and I wasn't able to play games. And it really threw a monkey wrench into everything going on. It did. It screwed everything up. It screwed up my schedule. It screwed up my viewership. It screwed up my momentum. Because, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, this year has been an unprecedented, very positive year for me because of the ridiculousness and the complete chance that I would happen upon something on my streams, per your suggestions, that would lead to almost 6 straight months of overwhelming success, the Vest Streak. That is right. And in fact, if you look at the top of the screen, ladies and gentlemen, you'll notice that it says Vest Streak of 0. I wanted to put that up there, even though technically when the streak is 0, it means there's no streak, and that doesn't even need to be on the leaderboard. I wanted to put that up there to emphasize, all right, to show 100%, yes, the Vest Streak ended after almost 6 months, okay? Every stream I was hitting the tips goal. Every stream you guys picked a silly vest for me to put on in celebration. And it's over, all right? The streak is over. And I said during the course of the streak, I knew it could end any day, any particular day, for any particular reason. A lot of people took it for granted, I feel, because they were always like, oh, no, it's going to go on forever, Phil. Haven't you seen? It's just seriously, it's just going to go on forever. And I never believed that. Every day I thought this could be the day, this could be the end. And I thanked you guys so many times over the last 6 months for the overwhelming amount of support that you guys gave me. Like, literally, that Vest Streak put me back on my feet financially, got me back in a position where I could afford all the taxes and the back taxes and stuff that I had issue with. It paid for my tax attorney to work with the IRS to try to reestablish a back taxes payment plan. It basically got me caught up on everything. I was backlogged on state taxes and everything. It caught me up on my state taxes. And it even put me ahead a little bit financially in a good position for the upcoming new consoles, as we were all awaiting information on the new consoles, which we're going to talk about this morning, obviously, because we have a little bit of updated information, don't we? But it put me in a position where it looked like, wow, I can at least afford one of these new consoles coming out, which is great, obviously, for my streams and my coverage of the new game stuff coming out later this year. So all of this was an amazing positive, okay? All for the fact that I put on a silly vest and celebrate with you guys when we hit the tips goal every day, okay? Again, not my idea. You guys came up with this idea, and it somehow organically grew to the point where it was a staple of my streams. It became a part of the culture of my streams, right? Think about it. The me wearing a vest, there's emotes of it, there's artwork of it, there's animations of it. It became an integral part of how my streams operated, right? Right? True. For 6 months, and it became this thing. It became a symbol. A symbol of success, a symbol of me being the underdog who people want to see succeed. A way to stick it to the people who hate me and hate on me on a daily basis, saying, well, fuck you, doesn't matter what you do to Phil, what you try to do to him, he's still successful, look at this, we support him, right? But amidst all the success, I always knew that it had to end. I knew it. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen way sooner than it did, and I think the reason that it got so blown up is because it lasted as long as it did, and people wanted to see it continue, okay? So what happened? Why did the Vest Streak end? Well, of course, many people have different opinions on this. Some people say it's because I played Paper Mario. I don't believe that. It was the conclusion stream of Paper Mario. I've been playing Paper Mario for over a month, and the Vest Streak hadn't ended. I don't blame it on the game. In reality, what I really feel the issue was is that I got sick. I feel that you guys depend on me for consistency. You know what I'm saying? You want consistency from me. You want me to be here every day when available to cover new releases, to play old school games, to hang out with you, and to have a cool hangout session. And unexpectedly, again, I got sick, double ear infection. I couldn't be here for multiple days during the launch week of the busy gaming season of 2020. This is the beginning of the gaming season when you guys want me here the most, and I couldn't be here for a couple of days. And it derailed everything. It put us behind on Avengers. It put us behind on Tony Hawk. You know, it screwed everything up. And again, I said this on Monday. I want to say it again. I apologize to you guys because I really do feel like it's my fault that the hype and the momentum that we had kind of died over the weekend because I got sick. And just so you know, I'm not making excuses or nothing. It's my fault because I didn't take this whole thing seriously when it came to me getting sick earlier this year. You know, when I got the double ear infection earlier this year, I should have taken that as a wake-up call to say, man, Phil, what's going on? How did you get this? Because it shocked me when I got it back in May, which was the first time I ever had an ear infection in my whole life. And I got double ear infection, and instead of taking it seriously, I kind of brushed it off as a one-time thing, an oddity. I was riding high at the time, right? That was when the vest streak was still kind of fresh. It had only been for about 2 months. And I basically took it for granted and was like, oh, it doesn't matter. You know, screw it. I took no precautions against getting sick again. None. And so here we are, 4 months later, and the same exact thing happened. Literally to a T, the same exact thing happened. First it was my right ear, then it was my left ear. It took several days of ear drops to clear them up. I lost my hearing. I couldn't work because I had excruciating pain, first in one ear, then the other. And it's my fault. There's no one to blame but me. All right? So, because we lost that momentum, Monday night, the vest streak ended. I take full responsibility for it. I blame no one but myself. Okay? And when that happened, it was obviously eye-opening because I was like, man, with the vest streak ending, I don't know now what's going to happen in the future for me. Are the streams going to be as hype? Are we going to get as many people on the streams? Are we going to get people supporting the streams as much as they had? Income is a factor here because I had made all these plans to definitely get the PlayStation 5, maybe get one of the new Xbox consoles. I wanted to do all these improvements to my setup, including the possibility of upgrading my webcam, getting a green screen, and doing all these positive, fun things. And was that all off the table now? You know, and that's going to remain a concern of mine. Is now because the vest streak is over, right? Does that mean that the level of support that I was getting is over? Because I really do feel that the vest streak, again, it was momentum, and it was something that was, like I said, it was a symbol of, wow, Phil's an underdog. Everyone knows that Phil is the guy who's always had to fight against adversity when he streams because he has so many people hating on him and so many people who talk shit about him. And to see him be so successful over a course of 6+ months was actually inspiring. All right? And it is kind of disappointing that it ended, but at the same time, there's different ways that you can approach when something like this happens, okay? I can just sit back and be all sad about it and cry, all right? And I get the feeling that a lot of people who don't like me saw Monday night's end of the streak as some kind of a victory for them. Like they started cheering and freaking out that they had finally won. They had finally ended the streak. It was all their work, their doing, right? When in reality, it was me getting sick was why the streak ended. But to them, this is some kind of a victory cry that for 6 months they had tried and failed, and finally they got the streak to end, right? Finally. So many people contacted me with nasty messages. Really nasty fucking things. I'm not going to lie. You know, insulting me, saying this is the end of everything, the end of my streams, the end of my livelihood. It's all over, right? Now, I could have approached it with that attitude. I could have said, well, I guess that's it. You know, that was the best I'm ever going to get. And I give up and I throw in the towel. Or I can say, fuck it, whatever. But instead, I immediately went back to you guys, right? I immediately went back to you guys and I said, so guys, you know, what would you like? What would you like on my streams here? Let's talk a bit, right? let's talk about the future of my streams. Let's talk about what you would like to see on my streams, right? Would you like to see something new? Would you like to see something refreshed and different? Would you like me to just restart the streak just from scratch as if nothing had happened, right? There was many different things that I could have done. And basically what I did is I took in all of your feedback, and I basically thought about it for a while, you know. And I said, what can I do? What would be something good to do to basically make a positive out of a negative, right? So that's exactly what I did. I'm making a positive out of a negative. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment here. Some of the changes I've already made, right? Some of the changes that are coming up. Really positive stuff. But first, I need to get my freaking thing to work here, because it's not. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get my... Here it is. I'm trying to get this to work. My Streamlabs dashboard is giving me problems this morning. I think I just got it working again. Okay, I think it's working. Let me try to resize it now. So anyway, I got to work. I could have sat around and moped yesterday on my day off. You know, yesterday was my day off from streaming. And I could have moped about the end of the stream and, woe is me. But instead, I got right to work. Okay? And I am going to give massive credit to my wife, Kat, because after the streak ended, she sat down with me and she said, let's do some stuff. Alright? And yesterday, I had a normal day off where normally I would be out and about having fun and doing fun stuff. Instead, I busted my ass preparing for today. Alright? So allow me to explain what I was up to yesterday, because I think you're going to like what you hear. First of all, I have begun a regimen of cleaning in my office, alright? Once a week, when I come back from my break, which is usually going to be a Tuesday, some weeks it may be a different day, but usually a Tuesday. Once a week, when I come back from my break, I am going to decontaminate this office and sterilize it. I have bought antibacterial wipes, and I'm going to sterilize everything, including all the surfaces I touch. Not just the headphones that obviously gave me the ear infections, okay? But all my gaming controllers, the keyboard that I use to update the leaderboard, my laptop, my mice, the monitors, any other like controllers for example, my air conditioner. I'm going to decontaminate everything once a week, right? Something that I should have been doing all along and did not. This should hopefully ensure that I am not going to get sick any further. And it's my pledge to you guys that hopefully I do everything I can here at home to stay from getting sick. Now, when I leave my home, okay, and I'm out there with the people, okay, if things screw up, there's not much I can do about that. You know what I mean? If I get sick by being out and about, there's nothing I can really do to control that. And I know that, and it's, you know, unfortunate, but that's just life, is that if things screw up, they screw up in that regard. I get sick, right? But when it comes to being at home, there's no excuse for me getting sick like this. Okay? There's just none. So, step one, I will decontaminate / sterilize my office once a week on Wednesday when I come back from break to make sure that I don't get sick like this ever again. That's my commitment to you guys, that I'm going to do that. I never want to have to lose days away from streaming, especially the most inopportune time. Here we are at the beginning of the busy gaming season, when people want me on streams the most. And I wasn't here for you guys because basically I was irresponsible, right? When you really think about it, I was being irresponsible and I wasn't, you know, keeping proper hygiene in the office, and that's why this happened. The vet streak ended because I was lazy, and I don't want that to ever happen again. So that's number one. Number two, we deep cleaned the office, okay? One thing that I've been talking about recently was that I want to improve my office setup. But the thing that was keeping me from doing that was the love seat. The love seat that I moved into this office 6 years ago when I first moved here. And I thought it was a good idea at the time to get a love seat for this office because why? Because I loved sitting on a couch back in Connecticut when I used to do my old style videos with the camera. I loved sitting on my couch in my living room and recording gameplay and enjoying sitting in a couch in an open air environment, not with headphones, and having this really relaxed time. I said my whole My whole methodology was that when you're playing games, you should be in a relaxed, enjoyable environment. You shouldn't be cramped in front of a couple of small computer monitors in front of a PC, sitting in an office chair, cramped up, hunched over, squinting at these tiny screens. You should be enjoying yourselves in front of a big TV with good sound and a nice, comfy couch. That was always my methodology. However, I will tell you this, okay? I will tell you this. It was a big mistake getting that love seat. 100%. That love seat was too big for this office. It took up way too much space in the office, and it literally stopped me from doing things to improve my content over the years. Because it took up so much space, there was no room to reorganize this office. I couldn't reorganize anything because it took up half the office. It was too large. And I can even tell you this, because I took the fucking love seat out of here yesterday. I could barely even get it out. To get it out, I had to take the door off its hinges. I had to stand the love seat up on its side and wedge the thing up standing up. It was a fucking nightmare, and it was a pain in the ass. I'm sore today from doing it. It was a major pain in my ass. I'm very, very upset, because that love seat cost a ridiculous amount of money. I've told you guys the story before. But when I went to buy furniture for this house when I first got it, I was quoted a certain amount of money for that love seat plus my dining room furniture downstairs. So I approved that amount of money, and then when the love seat was delivered 2 weeks later, they billed me more money. And I said, why are you billing me more money? Oh, well, this is the cost of the love seat. I was like, but that's not what I agreed to. I agreed to this amount for everything, and apparently the salesman had lied to me. He had completely lied to me, and there was nothing I could do about it. Okay? So it's my fault that I ended up getting this love seat. This love seat did not work out. It only had a good amount of back support, I would say 6 to 8 months, and then it started sinking in, and it just never really worked out nicely. I always wished when I had that love seat in here that I had a different kind of a seat, because over the years, 6 years of having that in here, you guys always said, well, why don't you improve? Why don't you have a green screen behind you? Why don't you face your television, right? And all these things, like the answer was always, I can't because of the love seat. It doesn't, it doesn't fit, right? So finally, I took this as an opportunity, okay? I took this as an opportunity to change things up and improve things for the better. I got the love seat out of here. The love seat, we still have it. We can get rid of it yet because I didn't have time on one day. I went and I put it in my storage nook, basically. My storage nook now is completely stuffed with shit because that love seat is so huge, it's like half the storage nook. So that's where that is now. And I took my old brown chair from Connecticut and put it in the office. And you're going to see, because I'm going to reveal in a moment what it looks like. Let me tell you guys something. It is different. It feels very different. It feels like a whole new setup right now. I'm going to show you guys some improvements already, all right, that you're going to see to the stream just today, some improvements, okay? But my wife, for her birthday, got some money from my parents, and she used that money to buy a carpet shampooer for the house. And we not only deep cleaned the floors and everything in this office, we shampooed the carpets. This is the cleanest my office has been since the day I moved into this house. Okay? It's 100% clean from top to bottom. Okay? It's so nice. I'm looking at the carpet. It's white. I haven't seen this color on the carpet in 6 years. Seriously. It got so dirty it was gray. Okay? So, this is some good shit. I am very excited to actually be in here now and stream with you guys and not have to worry about everything's dirty and filthy and I'm going to get sick and shit. Alright? So, what I'd like to do is show you guys the new setup. Okay? You guys ready? This is step 1 of my improvements, by the way. There's more than just than one improvement, but here we go. So this is the new setup. No love seat anymore. It's gone, okay? I am now sitting in the brown chair, and what I can do is show it to you. Let me get up, because I can actually do this now. Watch this. I can stand up and show you. It's the brown chair, the rotating chair from back in Connecticut. I used to call this the captain's chair, okay? I used to call this the captain's chair. Okay? Now, this chair rotates. Look at this. And I have space to, like, stretch my freaking legs. Well, take a look at this. Oh, I'm going to play a game, okay? So I grab my PlayStation controller, which, by the way, I have a new setup now. Around me, to my right, I actually have all of the things that I use when I stream, including my headphones, the keyboard to update the leaderboards, the Gunner glasses, and I have room here for my controller and everything right next to me. I'm going to play a game. Let's play some Avengers. Oh my god, I'm facing my television. I'm actually going to play games facing my television from now on. What a revolutionary concept, huh? Something that I probably should have done on day fucking 1, right? And now I can do this. I know, it's like elementary stuff, but it's stuff that I couldn't do because of that fucking love seat, right? So now, I'm actually going to be able to do this. Play and actually face the games and probably have more attention to them. All I got to do is look like this to the side, and I can see you guys over here. All right? It's good stuff. Now, immediately, of course, people are saying, what happened to your wall? This is what happened to my wall, my love seat. As I told you guys, my stupid love seat was way too big for this office. And it would hit the wall and damage it. These are holes. These are actual holes in my freaking wall, drywall from the love seat. So eventually, obviously, I'm going to have to try to either paint over that or repair it or whatever. It's not that big of a deal, as you'll see. Hold on a second. Well, I can't show you yet because I have to resize the camera. When I'm on camera for the normal gameplay, it basically cuts off like right here. So that's not going to be an eyesore or anything that's going to distract you guys. It's not going to be a big deal. Okay? Also, the camera is closer and lower to the ground. This means that the quality of the webcam is actually going to be better. Instead of being further away where it's going to be more blurry, the webcam is closer to me now. So that means that it's going to be crisper. Whatever I put on webcam will actually be better visuals than it used to be. Okay? Pretty cool. Now, obviously this is good because many different reasons. You know, I can easily access all the stuff I need for the streams. Updating the leaderboard should be super easy now. I used to have to balance my keyboard on the side of the love seat. It's right here. I can just type right here on a table. It's easy to do. Okay? This is basically step 1 of the improvements. This is what I could do in one day, you know, getting the love seat out of here, cleaning the whole office, and reorganizing everything, and getting better quality visuals on the webcam and everything. This is as much as I could do. Okay? Now, we've talked already about improvements to the streams later this year and saying that I would love to get a green screen. Well, guess what? There's tons of fucking room back here. Look at all the fucking room. I could do I could do anything I want. I could dance back here. I could do fucking handstands over here. There's room in my office. Holy shit. This is what I'm serious. This is what I always wanted, is to have an office where I could move around and do shit. Every other streamer on the planet isn't confined to a small corner of their office because it's crammed, right? I can actually do this now. I can actually have a green screen behind me. I could do other stuff. Like my wife was saying, Halloween's coming up right around the corner, and we have nice decorations and stuff behind me. Hell, I can find stuff to stand on the floor and stuff behind me. There's room for it now, which I never had before, okay? So this is awesome. This is actually awesome. Like, I'm feeling good about this. And like I said, I know for a fact they sell these green screen kits on the internet. Mostly, I think I saw some on Amazon, where it's just a fold-out screen. It has a stand and everything already. You just go, and you can put it right behind you. It would fit directly behind me here. So as long as I find a good one, if anyone has recommendations on green screen kits, by all means, please send them my way. I'm open to these suggestions now that I can put behind me, and we can actually try to implement a green screen thing here on my streams now. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Can't guarantee I'm getting it yet, because the way, in my mind, the way I'm thinking is step 1, gotta get a PS5. And the strong rumor is this week they're gonna announce the pricing and the date when you can get the PS5 or pre-order PS5. So I need to have money for that. So I'm not spending money on anything else till I get that PS5 pre-order locked in and or other accessories I need for it. And then once that's done, the next thing would be, okay, do I want to get an Xbox console, or do I want to get a green screen and do improvements here in the office? You see what I mean? It's like step by step. We got to go in order of I really think the PS5 is the #1 priority for me for the fall when it comes to stuff for my streams. That's what you guys want to see the most, I would think, right? All the new games on PS5. Okay, but this is great because there's now potential for different things to happen on the streams instead of, oh, sorry, can't do that because there's no room, can't do that because there's no room. Instead, now I actually have the space to do whatever I want. It's so refreshing having this a table next to me here where I can just easily type and update the leaderboards, and now I can stretch my legs out. I have room here to stretch. I can do silly things, rotate the fucking chair, whatever I want to do. I have a room behind me for stuff. It's so different, and it's refreshing and new and fun, and I'm happy for it. That finally, I had the time, and I got off my lazy butt, and I made some improvements to the office, okay? And I want to thank you guys for asking me for these improvements for years. I want to definitely thank my wife, because my wife was the person yesterday. She was like, why don't we just do a lot of work at home? Instead, it's our day off. Instead of going out and doing a million things like we usually do, why don't we instead stay home and do all these improvements? I said, okay, we'll do it. And we worked together, because I couldn't have done it myself. And man, right, the improvements. Now, these are the physical improvements to the streams, all right? Obviously, since the vest streak ended on Monday, and so even though, again, since it says vest streak of 0, technically there's no vest streak. That doesn't have to be there. I'm just doing that for symbolic purposes to show you guys, yes, it's official, it ended. All right. What are we going to do on the streams moving forward? In regards to rewards for reaching goals and contribution levels. You know, there were different options. I had a poll that I posted up Monday night, and the poll had 4 options. All right. It was just reset the streak and start from 0. All right. Start a completely new kind of streak that has nothing whatsoever to do with the vests. Okay. Make a new streak, or try to do a new streak, or reset, you know, do new things based off of not only the existing vest streak, but other things to tweak it, basically. Make it better. Or become a plumber. Now, overwhelmingly, people want me to become a plumber. All right. And I looked into it. I researched it. Sadly, I just don't have the ass for it. You need to have a really pristine plumber's crack to become a plumber. I don't have the ass for it. I'm not going to qualify. So sadly, being a plumber is off the table, even though that's what the vast majority of people want me to do. So the other options, I weighed and balanced them all. All right. And looking at the options here, number 1, the vest streak was an oddity. The vest streak was a thing that I never expected to happen. And I honestly don't think, and I could be wrong here because I was wrong about the vest streak. I thought that vest streak was going to end right away, and that thing lasted almost 6 months, right? I don't think I'm ever going to be able to replicate the vest streak again. I don't think that you're going to see that level of support and contributions just to do the same thing again. You know what I'm saying? Over the course of the vest streak existing, I got many different suggestions of ways to improve and things to do. So I kind of weighed and balanced those. And I think what I'd like to do, starting today, is basically refresh things a bit with how things are going to happen here on the streams. And that all starts with reward goal contributions and things. Okay, so here's the way that I think we're going to do it. All right, we're still going to have a tips goal of $100. That doesn't have to change. Then again, we don't have to hit it either. You know, I don't expect to hit it every stream. Being honest, I don't. If we started hitting the tips goal every stream again, I would be shocked. My jaw would hit the floor. Of course, I'd be delighted because it would be massive support and me getting right back on track. But at the same time, I'm not expecting that. All right. Here's what I'm thinking. First of all, in regards to these Gunner sunglasses, I always thought that these glasses, they're not sunglasses, by the way, they're gamer glasses. They're supposed to reduce glare, all right, when you game. I always thought that putting these on was something so silly. And quite frankly, a lot of people said, these glasses are something that I should probably be wearing anyway. For the amount that I game, it'll probably help my eyes or whatever. And so having this as a $200 tips goal just seemed ridiculous to me. But it was just something we started doing because people wanted a goal above the vest, you know, after hitting the tips goal at $100. I think that's stupid. I'm being honest. I think it's ridiculous. And I don't think that we should do that. What I think is that we should have incentive that even if we're not going to hit the full tips goal for a day, that there's still some kind of a reward in place, or a reward structure where you guys get something, even if we don't hit the tips goal. All right? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have the Gunner glasses be a halfway reward. What does that mean? It means that if we get halfway to the tips goal, $50, then the Gunner glasses come out. Okay? Does it affect anything? No. Does it make the stream any better? No. But at least it's a visual representation of saying, well, we're halfway there. Thanks, guys, for the support. Okay? Now, I don't like wearing glasses. I hate it. I actually wearing these is a little annoying to me. And keeping them clean is a pain in the butt. But I think we're going to start with that. Okay? Now, if we hit the actual tips goal, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send all of you $1 million personally over the internet. You're all going to become millionaires overnight. Yeah, right. Obviously not. If we hit the tips goal, we're just going to do what we were doing. I'm going to put on a vest. You guys are going to have a choice between my vests, all right? And I'm trying to remember the last vest I wore. I believe it was the red vest, right? I think it was the red vest because the other vests were not eligible. Yeah. So that would mean today, if we hit a $100 tips goal on this stream, you guys get to choose between the vest that I did not wear last, so it would be every vest eligible except the red vest. So that's just going to stay the same that it was, all right? Now, what I would like to do is have better rewards for higher tiered tips being hit. One of the major complaints that people had is like, well, if we hit the tips goal, that's great, but if we go above it, you don't seem to really get much out of it. You know, what are you going to do? Put on the Gunner glasses? That's not a big deal. I agree with you, that wasn't a big deal. It is no big deal at all. Some people were suggesting bubble blowing. I think this is silly. I think this is something that I could just do whenever I feel like it, you know, or people ask for it. I don't think this is something that, oh, we hit a tips goal, let's blow bubbles. That's stupid too, in my opinion. Okay? So there's a couple options. And this, what I'm going to do is kind of leave it to you guys to give me some feedback today on what you would like. So if I hit a higher tips goal, all right, would you like me to put on one of the jerseys that I have? I have 3 different sports jerseys. They were actually NFL or National Football League jerseys that I got in the early 2000s. These I actually got for when I was part of the competitive Street Fighter community. Okay? And one is black and white, one is black and gray, and one is black, white, and blue. Okay, and what they're supposed to be is like 2 of them are Raiders jerseys, LA Raiders, even though I don't even know if they're LA Raiders anymore. And one of them is supposed to be like the Carolina Panthers. Okay, but they're not. Those there's none of that on there. They say Dark Side Phil on the back. They were designed for me to go to a tournament and people would recognize me because it says Dark Side Phil and they knew me as Dark Side Phil online. I have not worn these regularly ever. I probably wore them each once to a tournament, and then they sat in a closet for 10 years. And then when I started recording for YouTube back in the day, I wore them a few times, and then they sat in a closet for a few years. And it was like 2 years ago, I remembered I had them. I started wearing them on the streams, then I forgot about them, and they sat in my closet for 2 years. So these are, not even kidding, 20-year-old jerseys that look like new because I've never worn them. They don't wear out or anything over the years. So that's something that I would consider, all right? Now, my wife had a crazy suggestion, all right? I know people are immediately gonna jump on this, but because it's fucking stupid and embarrassing. But my wife said, if you hit a tier 2 tips goal, here's what you should do. You guys ready for this? This is her 100%. This was her suggestion. All right, you ready? Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, so hold on. Whoa. That was 4. Oh, God. All right, that was 4. That was only 4 spins, okay? And I'm dizzy. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm rotating. That was only 4, and I'm spinning already, okay? So if we hit, like, a tier 2 tips goal, basically I, like, spin in place, like, 10 times and get incredibly dizzy, and then I try to play the game. That was her suggestion. She says, call it the spin streak. I was like, oh my god, the spin streak. So imagine that I spin 10 times, and then I try to pick up the controller and play the game, right? I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sit in this chair. I might roll onto the floor. I don't know what's going to happen. All right. But that's what she suggested. Start the spin streak. So the tier 1 tips goal would be the vest as always. And the new tier 2 tips goal would be the spin streak. Okay. Now we can have other goals as well. The jersey can be something in between there if you guys want. All right. But I'm going to tell you right now, one thing I'm not going to do is put on hats and shit. Because people keep saying, put on the Sonic hat, put on the Yoshi hat, put on the cowboy hat. What I do has to not be massively intrusive to me playing a game. I tell you right now, when I put on those hats, I get hot. I get really fucking hot. If I'm already putting on a vest and that's heating my body up, I can't now cover my head and overheat. So those are not options. Those are things for like, okay, there's a special marathon. When I first wore the Sonic hat, it was because I was doing the Sonic 06 event. When I wore the Yoshi hats, because it was Halloween. That's different because it's a one-off thing. It can't be something that I'm doing every day. And that's what we guys have to realize is when we're talking about these reward streaks and stuff. It can't be something that's going to be like long-term harmful to the streams or me. Spinning in place like an idiot and getting dizzy for a minute is silly fun. And it goes away and then I can readjust and go back to playing the game normally. Wearing a hat the whole stream, sweating my ass off and feeling like shit, not so much, okay? So, what I would like to do, alright, is work with you guys to determine what's the best course of action. What is it that you guys would like to see the most? Alright, I would say $50 raised on a stream, we bust out with the gunner glasses. $100 raised on a stream, the vest goes on. After that is up to you. Some people really seem to like the spin streak, right? You guys really seem to like the spin streak. Idea. I thought you would too. When my wife said that, I was like, this is ridiculous. But I think you guys would like to see me dizzy as shit, right? So we'll see what happens. Let's see today. Today, let's see how the stream goes. Let's see, you know, I don't know. I have no clue what the contributions are going to be today. You know, here's the other thing too. Technically, the vest streak is over. So you know what I'd like to do? Let's get rid of this now. Because this was just symbolic. All right, there is no vest streak. It's over. Now, here's my question to you guys. You guys really seemed to like the fact that this year I brought back DSP Tries It, and you seemed to like the fact that I did these vest celebrations, right? You liked that. So, my question is, do you want me to if we get a streak, which is no guarantee, there's no guarantee that we're going to hit the tips goal today. But if we have a series of streams where we're hitting the tips goal, do you guys want me to start tracking the vest streak again? Because we could start it over, which is what has to start over. We can't go back to 276. It has to start at 0. And what we would do, what I would say is every 50. Every 50, we do a vest celebration. And it'll have a live DSP Tries It, plus other special things that we'll talk about and work out together as we build towards hitting that celebration, what we would want to do. Okay? But that's up to you. If you guys say, no, never count a streak ever again, then we won't. We don't have to. There doesn't have to be a streak counted at all. Okay? Or maybe it's a different streak. Maybe it's a jersey streak. Maybe it's a spin streak, like my wife suggested. You know what I mean? Maybe it's something stupid like that. I'm okay with any of that, but we gotta work it out together. Okay? Today there would not be a streak. You know what I mean? There would not be a streak because even if we hit it, it's still only one, you know. I guess if we hit both streams today, you know, we got Avengers on the first stream, Tony Hawk on the late stream, then it would technically be 2. But that's up to you guys, all right? If we don't count and we don't do a streak, we don't have to. Okay? We don't have to at all. And I'm okay with that. But then that would mean the end of DSP Tries It. You know, it was cool that it came back this year as a special event. I'm not just going to do it willy-nilly. I'm not. So, well, let's talk about it today. Most people in Stream Towers are just saying don't do it. No more streak. Well, then we won't do it. If people don't want a streak, we don't have to. Okay? There's so many people on stream today, and so many people talking, I can't even read stream chat. All I can see is people saying, no, don't do a streak. We don't want a second streak. But then people are like typing suggestions, and they're going off the screen. I can't even read them. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the deal. Number one, I'm committing to you. I'm not getting sick again. I'm tired of this shit. I can't have a... By the way, I'm good. My hearing is completely back. I'm on day 6 of 7 of my eardrops regimen for my right ear, day 5 of 7 for my eardrops regimen for my left ear. So as of tomorrow, it'll be the final day, and then as of Friday, I'm done with my medications. My hearing is 100% back. I would say there's very, very minor hearing loss in my right ear, likely because I damaged the membrane during this whole ordeal. It's probably going to mesh itself over the next few weeks. It'll probably come back fully. For the most part, I can hear everything. Today, I am going to be wearing headphones. As you can see, the different ear cups. It's not the old ear cups that were that like plastic pleather material. It's just open air foam. No more noise isolation when I put these on. So it should prevent that hot, humid, disgusting atmosphere of breathing bacteria in my ears. And what I'm hoping is later this year I can afford a new pair of headphones, whether it be the official Sony headphones for PS5 or I just get a different pair of headphones altogether that I can use that will not create this atmosphere in my ears anymore. Plus, once a week, like I told you guys, I'm going to be cleaning these out, okay? I'm going to be cleaning these out so they will not get that issue anymore of me getting these ear infections. That's number one. So once a week, I'm decontaminating and sterilizing the entire office moving forward no matter what. Okay, that's a lock. That's my new practice, my new discipline. I'm doing it every week. Number two, new setup with a spinning chair. Lots of extra space. And the potential for improvements moving forward. Possibility of getting a green screen and other things now because I actually have room for it behind me. Okay? Positive improvement number three, I can actually face my television when I play games. And I will be recording just like this from now on. So now all those years people said, Phil, you're facing at an angle and maybe it makes you miss stuff or whatever. I'll actually be facing my television when I play games and you'll see me playing like this from now on. Okay? Positive improvement number four, rewards for contributions early on in the stream with $50 tips being hit in the gunner glasses. $100, you pick a vest, and then we're going to have higher goals, and that's up to you. Do you want the jersey? Do you want me to do the spin streak, right? Or spin reward? I've got to figure out what we want to call these things. Or do we want a variation? We're going to work this out. I'm thinking starting today, we'll start talking about it and figure it out live together, right? That's what I'm figuring. So improvements. Now, long-term improvements. Okay? Long-term improvements. Hopefully getting the PS5 and accessories for it so that we can actually cover that at launch. Possibility of getting the Xbox Series X, because we're going to talk about that in just a moment. All the news that came out about the Xbox Series X, right? We're going to talk about this. It's very exciting news about, you know, the future of gaming and the future of my streams and everything. So possibility of doing that. Then green screen, right? Then I would say after that, the next thing I would probably want to upgrade is the webcam. And or headphones or both, because I want to get a new pair of headphones regardless. So we'll think about that. And then just go from there. You know, this is rolling improvements we can talk about to improve the streams so that things actually are improving around here. Again, I'm telling you, it was stagnation because the fucking love seat was stopping me from doing improvements, and I want things to change for the better now. You know what I'm saying? I want things to change for the better, okay? So, that is the deal. Let's talk today, over the course of today's streams, let's talk about improvement. Let's talk about what you guys want to see on the streams for improvement. Let's talk about a new rewards and everything. Let's do it, okay? We'll do it. It's going to be a fun, refreshing day of gameplay today for you guys. Speaking of which, let's talk about what you can expect today, shall we? So, first of all, today's going to be a double stream day. I'm here all day long. Okay. Avengers on the first stream. This will be only my second stream of Avengers. I'm excited because the first stream we passed all the content that was in the beta already. Anything that I do now in Avengers will be fresh and new, not just rehash stuff from the beta. We've only gotten 2 of the Avengers. We've gotten Hulk and Iron Man. So I'm excited to see who else we're going to recruit today, where the story's going to go, because I don't know. I've heard the game's around 15 hours long. We're only about 4 hours in. So I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are excited for that as well. Okay? Tonight, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 continues. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to continue on with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. If you remember, when we adjourned on Monday, I felt like I was hitting a wall. I felt like the game was requiring too much of me, and I wasn't going to be able to progress. And then last minute, I found out how to score big points. I found out just hit a half pipe and keep doing those 2 special abilities that I've unlocked, and you could rack up massive points. So I could probably go back to all the 3-4 stages I've done and get at least 2 more reward goals in each one. Probably unlock the next major stage, do the next major stage, and go from there. So at least tonight, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 will continue. Dependent on your feedback, on what you think about tonight's stream, that will determine what we do, if we play more of this game or not. If we feel like I've hit a wall in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and I can't continue, we can go to Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and start over, because that's going to be like resetting. You know, the earlier stages are probably going to be easier in Pro Skater 2. So that's what's kind of cool about the about the collection, is it's 2 games in 1. So even if we feel like, okay, Phil's not having fun anymore and can't get any better at part 1, let's go to part 2 and mess around with those stages and everything, right? So that's what I'm thinking for tonight's late stream. Tomorrow, it's the final episode 3 of Tell Me Why. We're going to finish up this game and finally get our answers to the ongoing mystery that we've had over the past 2 weeks of what's actually going on. By the way, I'm not going to talk about it today because I don't want to spoil. I was thinking about this over the weekend during my ear infection because I had nothing else to fucking do. I think I figured the whole thing out. I think I figured out the entire plot of Tell Me Why. Seriously, I think I figured out the twist at the end and everything. I think I know what's going on. So I'll talk about that, obviously, when we play it tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, I can't remember if I scheduled in Avengers or Tony Hawk. I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but I can check. It's been a while since I looked at it, obviously. I should bring it up so that way I can tell you guys exactly what I'm planning on doing here. Here we go. Okay, so, I'm going to do Batman. That makes sense. I'm going to do a night stream of Batman tomorrow, since we haven't played Batman in a while now. It'll be Return to Arkham City tomorrow night. And then on Friday, it's going to be a major stream of Tony Hawk. We'll see how it goes. If you guys like it, great. If not, maybe it'll be the final Tony Hawk stream. And Friday night will be my weekly Throwback Street Fighter session, as usual. It'll be interesting to see how I do in Street Fighter actually facing the fucking screen. Because sometimes I play it and I'm facing, I'm always facing here and playing at an angle. Maybe if I actually face the screen, I'll have less fucked up inputs. I guess we'll see. Saturday will be a major stream of Marvel's Avengers, and I'm going to have Fall Guys return. Okay? So that's the rough schedule for the week so far. Okay? It could actually change, depending on how things go this week. Also, the one major release that's coming out this week that I haven't touched upon, Outer Worlds is getting its DLC, and I'm not doing it at launch because I'm so backlogged now with these new release games that I'm playing now, Avengers and Tony Hawk, because I was sick last weekend, that I don't want to now add something else to the mix. I'm not saying that the Outer Worlds DLC is 100% skip and I'm never going to play it. I'm saying it's just not viable for right now. It wouldn't make sense to do it right now because, admittedly, I'm already backlogged on the things that I'm doing, and adding something new doesn't make sense, right? Already we got trolls, which I expected, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for that, and mods, if you could take a look at these idiots who were spamming hate and shit into this chat, if you could take care of them, I would appreciate it. Okay? So that's the rough schedule for the week. We'll continue on. Obviously, Sunday, Monday, we're going to have more streams. It's going to be double stream days every day, and I'm committing to you to be here and not get sick again. All right? Keep in mind, the rest of the month is crazy. Next week, we've got both the Crisis Remaster and... Shit, there's 2 games next week. I know that's the Crisis Remaster. There's another one, too. Oh, it's the WWE game. That WWE Battlegrounds game is coming out next week. Near the end of the month, we got more remasters with, Mafia and stuff. So, we got a lot of stuff coming out this month. And a continuation of playthroughs like Batman and more Fall Guys and stuff like that. So, it should be a pretty damned good month for streams. I hope you guys are going to tune into the streams and hang out with me and have fun. Okay? Sound good? Alright. Awesome. Now, before we get to shout-outs, which we're going to have a significant amount of, because you guys have already been very generous this morning, I appreciate that. Let's talk about the huge game news. 2 huge pieces of, oh my god, look. Wow, thank you guys. That one's from Bacon Plays. Thank you guys. That means I'm going to be wearing a vest right from the get-go, alright? In fact, I can confirm, alright, that we hit the tip skull. So if a mod wants to run the poll to determine what vest gets worn right away, we can do that, and I'll put on the vest on pre-stream. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. Now, let's talk. 2 huge pieces of gaming news came out over the last couple of days. First of all the Xbox Series X info was leaked. Microsoft got basically fucked because they weren't ready to release their info, and someone released the info. They got the info early and released all of it. So there's 2 models of Xbox Series. The new Xbox. There's a Series S that's going to go for around $300, United States denomination, and the Series X, which is going to go for $500. The Series S is all digital, no disc drive. The Series X has a digital drive. So obviously you want to watch the movies, Blu-ray movies, 4K movies, you need the X over the S. But a $200 price difference is a huge price difference. All right? From what I'm to understand, basically, the major difference between the two is going to be hard drive space. Like, the Series X is going to have a much larger hard drive. The Series S only has a 512 gigabyte hard drive. Huh? This blows me away. There's games coming out right now, all right, that are upwards of 200 to 300 gigs. Like, Call of Duty right now is like 200 to 300 gigs. How do they think that you're going to fit more than like 2 games on this console at a time? Maybe they're going to allow it to have easy expansion of hard drive. You know, you buy a USB hard drive or whatever. And also, from what I understand, it has the same processor. I don't know, is the specs, how different they are. I know the processor's supposed to be the same. Okay. But that hard drive is going to kill it, in my opinion. Seriously, like, especially because it's all digital, right? So you need to have every game stored on the hard drive, and it's only 512 gigs. But the form factor, holy shit. The thing's like a third of the size of the Xbox Series X. In my opinion, it looks better than the Xbox Series X. I like the design of it better. That's correct, King Gokin. Red is not on the list. You're right. Red was the one that we wore, the vest we wore Monday, so red is not in the list. It's all the other colors. That's correct. So that being said, if I were to choose between the two, it's a tough decision because $200 is a huge difference. You know what I mean? But don't you want the console that on launch day you can install a whole bunch of games to it and not have to worry about I don't have room for them? Right? The Series S, I don't even know how the Series S is even a consideration for anyone. Unless they are only going to play one game at a time. I'm serious. Like, how many games can you fit on that? That even the PS4 Pro and the current Xbox One consoles have more storage space than the Xbox Series S. So I don't know what they're thinking of with this thing. I don't. I'm just kind of confused, you know? And the other thing is people are saying, well, if you want to do 4K gaming, you're going to want the Series X. Okay, I don't care about the 4K gaming. I don't. It doesn't affect me at all. But if I were to choose between the two, I would probably get the Series X because I want that extra hard drive space, you know? Unless they come out and they announce it's compatible with every single external hard drive ever, in which case, that's great, but then wouldn't that slow down the speed of the console? Isn't the whole point of these new consoles is to have faster loading times? So if you're forced to buy external storage to store your games, you're slowing down the speed of the console. You see what I'm saying? So this whole thing is confusing. I understand that they want to get a super cheap console that's a next gen, but if you can't fit any games on it, then what's the point? You bought a $300 a console that plays one game at a time. So I don't really get it. Now, the other news that came out today, which is huge news, EA Play is now going to be teamed up and part of Xbox Game Pass. So if you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate or Xbox Game Pass PC, which are technically the same fucking thing, you get all EA games for free. That's huge because it used to only be select games and the first-party Microsoft games. Now it's going to be pretty much the entirety of the EA catalog, including games like Madden and everything every year, under Xbox Game Pass. Okay? So that's big. That's a big acquisition, in my opinion. It's adding value to that subscription-based model that Microsoft wants everyone to have. But what I said this morning on Twitter was, I feel they're going to need, by the way, the Platinum Vest won. Big surprise. I feel it's going to have to be more companies jumping on that bandwagon. Once we see 3 or 4 companies now say we're going to include our games in Xbox Game Pass, right? maybe Bethesda, maybe Activision. Once you see these companies jumping on, then you're going to have giant value. But until, like EA, okay, they have certain annual sports games. That has value for sure. They have certain titles under their wing. But until you tell me, like, oh, God, they got Ubisoft, right? Then I'd be like, okay, now we're talking. EA, not exactly the most applauded publisher over the last many years. People don't really necessarily like them anymore. So for me, this is kind of like it's a good, but it's not a great news. The other thing is that I see everyone talking about on the internet. Everyone's saying, oh, these new Xbox consoles, you can finance them out. People are talking about, oh, it's $300 for the Series S, and $500 for the Series X, but also you can do like $25 or $35 a month payments. True, but what people don't realize, that's the same as a cell phone contract. All right, may not be aware of this. You're basically committing yourself to paying a certain amount of money for a certain amount of years. If you cancel that contract, you have to pay the whole thing in a lump sum. It's a defaulted contract. If you stop paying it, they then hit you with a ginormous bill plus fees and shit. Also, those contracts require a credit check. This is not just, oh, I hand you a console and Xbox Game Pass and say, give me $25 every month. This is, you're signing on the dotted line. I commit for 2, 3, 4 years, how many ever years it is, I'm going to pay this much a month. And if you don't do that, you violated your contract, and there's fees, there's interest, there's a ton of shit. In addition, those contracts make Microsoft more money because they factor in things like finance charges and things into those contracts. So even though they're saying $25 a month, that doesn't mean $25 a month, and that's just taking it off of the $299 price tag. That's $25 a month, but there's also a plan activation fee, and a this fee, and a that fee. I know from my cell phone over here. That's how those plans work. So even though it sounds good on paper, oh, I can finance out my console purchase and pay $25 a month to have a next-gen console and Xbox Game Pass, that's not really how it works. Over the long term, you're going to end up paying way more money than if you just bought that console up front. And in addition to that, if at any time you default on that plan, you get screwed over financially. Okay? So it's not great. Or it's not. People are like lauding it like it's the best thing ever. It's not. It's actually, it sounds good on paper. It's basically a plan that sounds way better than it really is. Okay? If you have no credit like me, you can't even qualify. If I went in right now to a store to qualify, they'd say you have no credit. You just declared bankruptcy. You can't get that plan. I would be forced to buy the console up front. Okay, let's get the vest on. Oh my God, by the way. No kidding. Dust off there. No kidding. Just the few times that I spun in this chair, I just stood up and I feel dizzy. Just a few times that I spun, I'm feeling dizzy already. And I just got, that was how many minutes ago that I spun. So can you imagine if we double the tip skull and I have to do like 10 spins, I fall on my ass? Oh my God. Okay. All right, guys. So that's the Xbox Series X news. Oh, by the way, it's coming out November 10th, and the pre-orders open September 22nd. All right. So I don't know if I'm getting one or not yet. For me, it more depends on when the PlayStation 5 news arrives, because I want a PS5 way more than I want an Xbox console. If I can only get one, I absolutely want the PS5. So I'm waiting for information. When will the PS5 pre-orders open? How much will it cost? I'm all over it. The rumor is the news may come out today. Okay? So today we may actually get news. Oh shit. And I might have to suspend my stream here to run and pre-order the console if it's available. All right? Because I need to get in there. I need to get into that first batch of people who are getting a PlayStation. So let's see what happens. Okay? Let's see what happens. But this week I'm expecting big news for PlayStation 5 now that the information about the new Xboxes has been leaked, okay? Now also, another piece of news came out. A new Zelda game. Yay! Oh, but it's a Musu game. Oh, shit. So what does that mean? Zelda is going to get a new game coming out. I think they said it was November. And what it is another one of these Dynasty Warriors mashup games. It's going to be set 1,000 years before Breath of the Wild It's going to be the Age of Calamity. If you remember, there was a big cataclysmic event that happened in the past when I think it had Ganon was involved, Ganondorf. And at the time, there were 4 legendary heroes. Remember? From the Gerudo town, from the Zora town, the 4 legendary heroes came together to fight Ganondorf's forces in this giant War of the Calamity. And that's what this game is going to be about. These giant forces all fighting each other. Okay? Sounds good. Except that, number one, it's a prequel, and you know how it's going to end. They don't win. They lose. They lose the war. So even though it may be a fun game where you're fighting millions of enemies and everything, remember, I played Hyrule Warriors back in the day. I thought it was quite a fun game, except near the end it became a huge grind and basically lost kind of its fun appeal near the end of the game because it just became, go to this area, kill a bunch of enemies, walk over here, kill a bunch of enemies, go back, kill a bunch of enemies. It just became incredibly tedious, okay? So, that being said, I don't know how much fun this game is going to be. Like, it's cool, there's a new Zelda game, but I don't even know if this is something that I'm interested in, honestly. Especially with the fact that the new consoles are coming out in November, and the stuff on the new consoles is probably going to be my major focus. I don't know if I'm going to be playing this game or not, okay? Excuse me. Disgusting. Sorry. So, we'll see what happens, alright? Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, now, let us get to shout-outs, because we've got quite a bit of shout-outs to do this morning. Holy shit, it's going to take me forever to get through these. First of all, over my day off, Golden Colts cheered many times. He said, do not despair because the Age of Vest ended, but smile because it ever happened. He's right. You got to be happy that it happened at all, and I super-duper am. Thank you guys for the 6+ months of support. Then Golden Colts cheered 2 more times. One time he said, I can't believe the love seat's gone. Very shocking turn of events, brother. It's gone for good. That love seat is never coming back. I'm done with that thing. Right now it's in the Nook. I may eventually just get it out of the house, but it's gone for good. It's never coming back to this office ever again. Okay? Last Rambo cheered 5 hours ago. He said, it would be one thing if you had an Xbox One X, which I don't. I have the launch one. He says, you have the very first launch model of Xbox One. Exactly. Do you not think you're doing yourself and the Xbox Series X games a disservice? If money's an issue, do a fundraiser or a goal level. It's as I just explained. My number one priority is getting the PlayStation 5 and or accessories for the PS5 so that we can do an unboxing at launch, cover the games at launch. That's my number one priority right now. Once that's settled in, and we see how things are now going to go moving forward with my streams, now that the Vest streak has ended and all of that, okay? Once all that's settled in, then we can begin to determine, oh, is there more money where I can get the new Xbox console, etc.? The other thing you got to understand is there's going to be a giant cost of games. It's not just buying the new consoles, but now everyone's going to want to see the new games on the new consoles. So you're talking, let's say PS5 alone, there's going to be like 5-6 new games within a two-month time frame. That's a lot of money. So, yeah, my focus right now is get the PS5 and prepare for the launch window with whatever I need to get. And then, wait, someone just said PS5 announced its price. Is that true? Or is that someone just messing with me? Or did PS5 actually just announce their pricing? Let's see here. I think he's messing with me. I'm checking. Nah, they're messing with me. Yep. Okay. So, that's not true. Okay. That's my priority order. Now, if I pre-order PS5 and we're good, and my income stays around the same level that it was at, even though the Vest streak ended, then we could talk about, oh, I can buy the next Xbox console and accessories for that and games for that. But we've got to go in logical order here, and that's my thought process. Okay? We'll see what... I don't know what's going to happen. My income could literally plummet now because the Vest streak ended, and there's nothing I can do about that. So we got to be careful and play it by ear here. All right? Rob on Wheels is the first tipper of the new era of streams. He sent me $5, said, Avengers reassemble. Yes, Avengers today for the second stream. See that? See how easily I was able to tip that or type that? Because guess what? My keyboard's right here next to me. It's not at the edge of a freaking love seat and I'm not balancing it. It was on a table right next to me and I'm able to do that immediately. Good stuff, right? Thank you, Rob, for being the first tip of the new era of streams. I appreciate that. What the hell? Did you see that? A bunch of text pop up, but there was no animation. I have to see what that is when I get to it. That was really weird. Will Snipe for food, resubscribe for 11 months. Thank you for the resub, Will Snipe for food. Overlaid and Prince resub for 4 months. Is Phil, here's the 4 months, brother. Sorry about the vest streak. I couldn't contribute at that time, but I'll do better in the future. Don't worry about it, Overlaid and Prince. No one should, I said this earlier on the pre-stream. I'll say it again. No one should feel bad about the vest streak ending. I am responsible for the vest streak ending. I'm the one who got sick. I'm the one who killed the momentum of the streams. Nobody else is responsible for that but me, and I'm taking 100% responsibility for it. It's my fault because I was irresponsible and lazy and got sick. Alright? I ended the vest streak. Sucks. Because I really feel with the momentum I had, it could have kept going for a long time. I killed it by accident. It sucks. Ultimate Cloud 7 did a 50-bit cheer and says, did you find Scarface under the couch when you cleaned? Scarface has been gone from there for years. I played the game after that. I played the game after I threw it behind the couch. Hodor Targ cheers said, would you still consider yourself the best overall gamer in the country, or was that hyperbole back then? It was never true. It was me talking out of my ass being silly. And I don't remember when I said it, if I was being serious about it, or if it was actually me at that point being kind of facetious about it. I don't know. But it's a stupid quote, and it's obviously one of the dumbest things I've ever said because it's not true. Wet behind the ears and inside too did a 100-bit cheer. And he said, hell yeah, we got your back. Alrighty then. What a freaking name. Wet behind the ears and inside too. With a 100-bit cheer. And by the way, since we no longer have a vest streak taking up a giant amount of space on the leaderboard, I can put longer names on the leaderboard. Yeah. Respergoose here did a 100-bit cheer, so we failed you, my lord. You did not. Again, I take 100% responsibility. My fault. Always Hot Tea cheered. He says, when one streak ends, another begins. Now, here's the thing. As much as I'd like to say, maybe, people are telling me they don't want a streak. Even though I'm wearing the vest right now, people are telling me they don't want another vest streak. They'd rather just have it be about the streams and not have this tenseness about, oh my god, the streak has to continue by the end of the stream. They said it was derailing to the streams. It was taking too much attention away from us having fun with games and interacting. They want things to go back to the way they were. So, there you go. I'm sad. Took me $5 since the streak ended. I've been weeping uncontrollably into a vest all day. I'm very, very sad to hear that. But when things end, new things begin. I do feel today is the beginning of a new era. I seriously do. I feel today's the beginning of a new era of my streams. I'm happy about stuff, about the future. Well, here we go again. Wet behind the ears inside too is now asking me how many job applications am I doing filling out a week. Well, let's think about this. I've made more money doing this than any other job I've ever had. We're in the middle of a worldwide pandemic where there's really no jobs out there. I'm going to say, fuck you, stupid. Respergu tip is $5 tip, and he says, we failed you, my lord. Again, Respergu, no, you did not. Again, I take full responsibility. It is my fault. Okay? It is 100% my fault. Ultimate oh, excuse me, I skipped one. Team Gardenator cheered 55 bits. Is not sure if you heard Xbox All Access now not only includes X and S, but also includes Game Pass Ultimate with Xbox Live Gold and for 25. Yes, we already talked about that. Is it a good deal? If you have limited funds every month and you really want a next-gen console for the cheapest possible price in the short term, yes, it's a good deal. Long term, it's a terrible deal. There's going to be finance charges. There's going to be plan charge. You're going to pay way more over time paying $25 a month than you would have if you just bought the console up front with Game Pass. So, no. Long term, it's not a good deal, but if it's the way for you to afford the console, then yes, it is a good deal. Ultimate Cloud 7 gives it a sub to Sniper Disc. Congratulations, Sniper Disc. And thank you, Ultimate Cloud 7, for the channel support. Jack Spartacus tipped me $5. Thank you, Jack, for the $5 tip. I appreciate that. Do you see how easy it is for me to update everything? This is great. I don't have to move. I just boop, boop, boop. I'm done. This is excellent. I love this. Fergo has resubscribed for 2 months. Thank you, Fergo, for the 2-month resub. Critical Red did a 100-bit cheer and says, Phil, I've been watching you since Web of Shadows, and I got back into watching your channel. Sounds cool. Welcome back, Critical Red. Thank you for the support. Sweaty Man JPEG cheers. Said, happy for the new setup. Scuff marks on the wall are distracting. Yeah, there's none, again, Nothing I can do about that right now. These are holes in the wall. What I could eventually do is maybe paint over them or whatever. But as I said, once I go to the regular setup, those aren't visible behind me because it's just a 4-3 setup, a square. You won't see that. It won't distract you when I'm playing normal games and stuff, okay? Shades are Gucci. Did 155-bit cheers. Did you find the Scarface game disc under the couch? We already addressed that. Jose Martinez, did a 400-bit cheer. That's the biggest cheer of the day so far. He said, how you doing? I'm feeling good today, Jose. I am. I'm feeling like today is a day of resetting things, a day of renewal, rejuvenation. We got positive changes to the streams. Jose Martinez. Whoa. 323. I'm feeling good about these changes. I think you guys are going to like the changes, I hope. And like I said, we got new stuff we're working on. We got to figure out what people want after we hit that tip skull and I put on a vest. What's next? What's the next thing you guys want as a reward? We got to talk about it and figure it out today. Okay? Always Hot Tea did 100-bit cheers says, you really want to puke on stream? Of course I don't want to puke on stream. I don't think I would puke. I just think I'd be very dizzy. I don't think I would ever puke from doing it. Spartan King cheers. It would be honestly hype and funny if you had a random number generator you pulled out for certain tip goals and show it live on the stream and set it to 1 to 20 or something. So what you're saying is have an actual... By the way, we're in the middle of a hype train. I had no idea. We're in the middle of a hype train. We just hit level 1, and now we're heading towards level 2 hype train, guys. Thank you for the support. I'm catching up. Yeah, we're at level 2 hype train now. We have 4 minutes, 30 seconds to hit level 2. Thank you guys for the cheers, the subs, and everything. Yeah, so I guess what he's suggesting is have a listing of like 10 tips goals, and when we hit, let's say we hit $200 on stream, I do randomly pull one out of a hat, and that's what we do for today for the reward, right? We could do that. It could be put on a jersey. It could be spin in place of this stupid chair. It could be we got to think of things, you know? We'll think about it. Let's talk about it these next few days, okay? Jethro's Main, cheers. Have you considered about just playing games and not having any gimmicks? There are a lot of people who find them intrusive, just like to watch you play games. Listen, Jethro's Main, I, to some extent, agree with you. Back in the day, when I just used to focus on games and it wasn't about interactivity with my stream viewers, it was a different kind of content. I'll be honest with you, Jethro's Main. I feel that kind of content, it's outdated. I feel that now, people tune into a stream just as much to interact with the streamer as they do to see the game. Do people want to see me play Avengers today? Yes. But do people just want to sit here and watch me play Avengers and ignore stream chatters? Or do you want to see me having interactions, doing silly, fun stuff with them? It's a combination of the two. If anything, the last 6 months have proven that there is a very big level of success to be had when you combine interaction with gameplay. All right? The last 6 months were showing that interaction with these reward tiers and things is a huge part of successful streaming. Could I stream without them? Yes, and I'll be way less successful, and I won't be able to afford half the things that we're looking at. You know what I mean? And that's just it. You have to evolve with the times. If I didn't do new things on stream, people would say that, oh, Phil's refusing to see the popular things the streamers do. Phil's refusing to change, and people call me a dinosaur. Now, I do those new things, and people say you change too much. You can't win. You can please some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time. You can't please everybody all the time. So for me, doing a few new things, silly things here or there, if it improves the quality of the streams, if overall it's making people support the streams more, if it means a healthier future for the streams, then I'm all for it. Now, do I want the entirety of the stream to be this? No, and that was the problem, especially with the late night streams. The entirety of the stream was becoming, is Phil gonna hit the tip skull? What about the tip skull? The tip skull? The vest streak, the vest streak, the vest streak. And I understand why people don't want that to come back. I 1,000,000% understand that. I do. So let's do a hybrid. Let's do the best. You guys liked the rewards. You didn't like the streak. So we'll do a hybrid then. See? I'm okay with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Rusty Shackelford just did a $40 tip. Well, he didn't just. It was 34 minutes ago. But it was the biggest tip of the day at that point. He says, I like the idea where it's $50 for the glasses. Speaking of which, I didn't put the glasses on yet. $100 for the vest and then $200 to spin. But I think that the streak goal should be $50. That way it'll last longer and be less distracting since smaller contributions could save the streak. I don't think we should do a streak at all. At least that's the feedback I'm getting, right? The feedback I'm getting from the stream chatters here is that they don't want a streak at all. They feel that the streak is too intrusive to the stream. And if that's the case, and that's what people agree on, then that's what we'll go with. So let's see how things go today. But people are basically saying, don't do a streak moving forward. Okay? So thank you, Rusty Shackelford. Top tipper of the day. For now, by the way. Okay, and that jumps us up to $60 a tip so far. Okay. Oh, here we go. So what behind the ears? Enough of you, you dumb fuck. You're out of here. He did enough insults and enough negativity. All he's doing is being negative now, being a negative jerk. And he's out of here. So go fuck off. Xbox One is garbage. Shipped me $1.69 and says the Cold War trailer they just released today looks insane. Excuse me. He doesn't say that. That was me. I'm so hyped for it. And the graphics are just nuts power of a PS5. All right. So apparently they released a new Call of Duty trailer today, and according to Xbox One is garbage, it looks amazing. Cool. I haven't seen it yet. Obviously, I was here on stream with you guys. So I guess, oops, what the frick? I guess I'll have to check that out later. And hopefully it's as good as, wait a minute. There's something wrong here. What's going on? I see my accuracy of updating the leaderboard hasn't improved any. Right? Okay, let's continue. Jose Martinez did a 200-bit cheer and said, that's cool. Rusty Shackelford, resubscribed for 12 months and 1 year, baby. Thank you, Rusty Shackelford, for a year of support. I appreciate that, man. Froggins cheers says, I agree with the stream chatter saying to not do another streak, but continue to do rewards when you hit the tip skull. You can still reward us for supporting you, and now the stream doesn't have to get derailed if the tip skull isn't hit, and you won't run out of room in the leaderboard anymore. It seems like a win-win to me. Seems like we're getting some good feedback. All right, so thank you to those who contributed to the hype train. It has ended now. We did hit the tier 1, and I believe I got a new emote. Oh, no, I already have all the level 1 emotes. They're already unlocked, so I didn't get a new emote. Okay. All right, continuing on. Darkside Kenny cheered. He says, why does there have to be a streak? Why not positive gameplay so the streaks took away from the gameplay? That's exactly what we're saying here, Darkside Kenny. That's the point. And then he cheered again. He's by making everything a streak. You're giving it a gimmick. I stopped watching PewDiePie because he became a character. PewDiePie, wait a minute, that's bullshit. PewDiePie was a character before, that's bullshit. It's the complete opposite. PewDiePie was a character, then he became himself when he got tired of playing that character. So, that's complete baloney what you're saying. If anything, you gotta respect PewDiePie more for when he finally got tired of being the character and wanted to do content as himself. That needs respect, okay? Because that means I'm tired of being a fake, I just want to be myself. And that should be applauded, okay? Spartan King cheered. He said, Polish Frog had a suggestion to start filming yourself on pre-stream instead of rolling the fan art, and it would allow you to utilize the green screen during the segment. Him and I agree this feels more personal. Here's the thing. Today, I'm doing this as pre-stream because I wanted to show you guys the new setup, right? I don't know if I'm going to do this every day. By the way, the pre-stream artwork has a purpose. People who are new to the stream want to see that, to know what's going on and stuff. It's nice to have new fan art to be featured. I'm not going to do this every single day. We'll see. Maybe some days I'll do it, some days I won't. We'll see. Okay? Darkside Kenny cheers. If you keep the streaks, don't revolve it around the streak. Wait. If you keep the streaks, don't make it revolve around the streak. Don't worry. Like I said, right now, there's no streak. You don't have to worry about it. Okay? So Bacon Plays to me $100. It says, thanks for 11 years of awesome content. Put on the vest. So that was the $100 tip from Bacon Plays. Thank you very much, Bacon Plays, for that very generous tip. By the way, Bacon Plays, if you could tag me in the stream chat and confirm that was really you, because I want to make sure that it's not someone impersonating you and trying to do a chargeback. Okay? Because sadly, we do have people who are impersonating. What the fuck? What happened? We've had people impersonating stream chatters as of late, and being like, oh, here's a nice big tip, and then they're actually, it's a troll, and they charge it right back. So hopefully that's not the case, Bacon Plays. If you're here, if you confirm it was really you, I'd appreciate that. He says it was an impersonator? Are you serious? Alright, hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second, everybody. He says it was not him. God damn it. Well, let's take a look. It's probably a troll. It's hard to tell because, yeah, they basically put up info. Oh, and by the way, we would have hit the tip skull anyway, so don't worry. The vest is staying on regardless. But I'm just saying this may actually be a troll tip. Whenever I notice someone is impersonating a stream chatter, it's typically a troll tip that they charge back right away. This is going to be a pain in the ass to figure out. It's a gray area. It's gray. It's a gray area. Yeah. It's a gray area. I can't tell if it's legit or not. It sucks. So I guess we'll count it for now. But I'll let you guys know. Here's the thing. I expected today we were going to get a lot of support because I'm returning from the vest streak ending and having new setup and everything. But I also suspect there's going to be a lot of fucking trolls today. So we're just going to have to put up with it and deal with it later. I'll let you guys know what happens. So it's cool that someone named Bacon Place tipped $100, but I don't know if it's legit or not. Okay. Okay, Ace H here said, I know you want to play games at the highest quality. I don't think it's a good idea for you to pick up a Series X or X this holiday season. All new Xbox games for the next year will be playable on Xbox One. You may as well spend the money elsewhere. For me, it's actually more of a fact that people want to see me unbox this thing. They want to see me hook it up, see the new features at launch, hilariously laugh at the fails at launch. You know, like my Xbox One and PS4 launch coverage was some of the most viewed stuff I've ever done on the internet. Seriously, look at the views of that first 1 to 2 weeks of videos that I put out for those consoles. It's insane. So I know that covering these consoles, just the fact that it's covering the consoles is going to be, it's not even that there's something to play on them, it's that covering the launches is going to be a big deal. Okay? Only Iced Coffee gifted a subscription to One Ton Hammer. Congratulations, One Ton Hammer. Thank you, Only Iced Coffee, for all the support. By the way, he gifted a ton of subs. We're going to give shout-outs for now. Hygienic Streamer Tips. Charity says, what are you sitting on? Where's your smelly chair? Oh, I burned it. I took a blowtorch. So we're in a nice, new, fresh... I actually call this chair the captain's chair. Because when you sit in this chair, it feels like you're at the helm of the USS Enterprise. Number 1, engage. I love this chair. But I don't know how supportive the chair is going to be. Because it's kind of cheap foam. It is. It's like an El Cheapo chair. So I don't know. It might wear out very quickly. I don't know. We're going to see. Like, I might have to get a new chair for this setup relatively quickly within the next couple of months if this chair wears out. We'll see. Only Iced Coffee gifted another sub to Ace. Congrats, Ace. Molecho took me $1. Said, Phil, I love the changes. Well, pre-streams from now on have the camera on. I don't know. As I said, today I specifically did it because I wanted to show you guys the setup changes. But we'll see moving forward. Okay? Only Iced Coffee now gifted a sub to Ice Cream King. Congrats, Ice Cream King. Lunaba gifted a sub to Habib Gaming. Congrats, Habib Gaming. Only Iced Coffee gifted a sub to Disgusting Feces. And then another one to Quantrell Bishop. Congratulations to you guys and thank you for the support. Wooback Baby 94 resub for 28 months. He says the stream rebooted. Exactly. Today is a day of renewal and refreshingness instead of the same old tired vest streak. Only Iced Coffee gifted a sub to Beefsteak Tomato. Congratulations, Beefsteak Tomato. Hygienic Streamer Tips Cheers says you need to get rid of the chair. It's stinking out of the house. Burn the pillow as well. It's all gone. The stuff that used to be is gone. It's out of this office. It's never going to be back in this office. That love seat and all that shit is gone. This is a different chair, different setup. Okay? Earth to Bound did a 100-bit cheer. He says, let's see here. He says, you know, equipment may only be a minor detail in how your stream works, but to really improve the stream oneself is the best thing that needs to improve. And I agree with you there too. And that's why we're changing the methodology. It's not just going to be all about the vest streak anymore. Okay? Tarantula MS 2018 to me $4.20 says, Phil, I had some poor timing. I bought myself a $3,000 PC with the intention of getting an RTX 2080 Ti built in. I buy it, and a few days later, NVIDIA announces a next generation of graphics cards coming out in October. Right, yeah, what was it, the BFG? They actually called it like the BFG, didn't they? I mean, that's crazy they called it the BFG, which is a throwback to fucking Doom. Yeah, that would be pretty unfortunate if you just bought a new PC and then immediately they announced the new shit. But that always happens. That's always destined to happen. Timbo Slice Cheers, the streamers are playing new Call of Duty right now. It looks like trash. Call of Duty is dead. Are you serious? They gave them like an advanced beta and it sucks. Great. Only Iced Coffee, get to the subscription to Suck a Surprise. Congratulations, Suck a Surprise. Again, thank you, Only Iced Coffee. Jacket Thug cheered and said, what's the vest streak? What happened? Oh, what is the vest streak? What happened to it? It's gone. It's done. It's over. The vest streak will live in the annals of history forever. 6 months, 276 straight streams. Thank you guys for that. Bless Me Up 420 to be $23.72 and says, here's an idea. Every $20 you do a spin in your chair. Every $100 you do 15 spins. 15's too much. I can't do that. I would cap it at 10. Okay? Cap it at 10. Alright. That's $23, so that brings us up to $190 in tips so far today. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Only Iced Coffee gives it a sub to Wings of Redemption. I'm sure he will use it. Thank you, Only Iced Coffee. Maniac Cop cheered. He said, I pooped my pants in my squad car. Have you ever pooped your pants? Yes. When I was a child, I pooped my pants all the time. Spartan King did a 100-bit cheer. He says, Hype Train. I like this setup a lot better. Where are you gonna put your decorations like you did for the holidays? Because you usually set them on the love seat. Well, we've got room behind me. This is all open air now. I could have stuff behind me where I could put it on top of it. I could put stuff against the wall like I was doing, or I could find a way to stack stuff on the floor. There's a lot of potential. You're right. Like, for example, what he's thinking is probably, remember the skull candle I had last year? Where's the skull candle gonna go? I don't know. I could find maybe a small table to put behind me and put it on that. We'll see. We'll see what happens, okay? We'll have to think about this in the next month for the Halloween stuff. Beastly Mr. E did 100-bit cheers. Said, let's go. Thank you, Beastly Mr. E. Only Iced Coffee, get to the subscription to Boogie, and another one to Rest in Peace Boogie. So both the living and dead Boogie just got subs. Congratulations. Spawn Killer tipped me $1.30. Says, you thought about doing a live callers with your fans and don't use Skype. No, I don't do that. I'm a gameplay streamer who has live interaction with people in stream chat. We don't do call-ins. This isn't a freaking podcast show, okay? Only Iced Coffee, give it a sub to Bobby Ling. Congrats, Bobby Ling. Ultimate Alien, tip me $30. The new setup is awesome. Excited as fuck for future streams. Alright, so with that tip, we've hit $221 in tips for today. Thank you. Battle Duck 9000 now to be $50 and said, screw it, let's do it live. With that, we had $271 in tips today. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for the support today. I appreciate it. Okay. Continuing on. Only Iced Coffee, give it a subscription to Silent Weapons 3. Thank you, Only Iced Coffee, and congratulations, Silent Weapons 3. Pookie Pie Punch tipped me $1.30. Said, I'm a bit late. Did you mention if you'll use a green screen with the new chair? The idea here is basically doing the things that are the most important. Number one would be getting a next-gen console, likely the PS5, pre-ordered, and the accessories and things I need for it. Number two would be maybe considering getting an Xbox. Then it would be a green screen, okay? And there's room to do it now. Okay, the Maniac Cop cheer. Here's a suggestion. Use Face Rig on Steam and turn yourself into an animated character using your webcam. No. Only Iced Coffee gives it a subscription to Wing S. Congratulations, Wing S. By the way, I'm going to update the total subs in a moment, and we're going to see how many subs we actually have now, because I have no idea. Jethro's Main cheer. He says, genuine question. Do you feel you got too wrapped up with the streak and you allowed it to overtake your streams? The thing is, I never really allowed it to overtake my streams. Sadly, there were people who purposely were ganging up off of my stream. This is God's honest truth. This was happening. People who were restreaming me and detractor groups were grouping up outside of my streams, planning ways to derail my streams with the vest streak. They were actually like, oh man, tonight, bombard his stream chat, make it all about it, make him get pissed off, make the stream quality go down. You know, they were doing this on purpose because they wanted the vest streak to end. They felt that if they rushed my chat and flooded it with negativity about the vest streak and made the streams all about that, that people would not want to tune in anymore or would not contribute anymore. In reality, didn't work. What screwed it over was me by getting sick. That's what killed the vest streak. Not them, but me. Let's see here. Froggins cheered. He says, I think for the DSP Tries It question, you could bundle that in with a monthly sub-goal event, like the upcoming Rageathon and the future Halloween stream, the usual Hate Live around Thanksgiving, and Christmas Marathon retrospectives. Alright, that's a possibility. Maybe we could do a special DSP Tries It as part of a special stream in regard to a sub-goal. Maybe. I have to think about it. Okay. Alvaro Ponte did a $10 tip. He says, hey, bro, hope you're doing well. How comfy is the new chair? I was gone for a while, but I wish you the best for the new beginning. The new chair is it's comfortable because it gives me nice back support, which I did not have with the couch. The couch was a piece of shit. But the quality of the cushion is not very good. It's kind of cheap foam, and it's already just sitting here for, what, an hour? I'm already sunken in, and it's not, you know... Definitely, it's just a temporary solution until I find a better one. I'd like to get an office chair. Ideally, that's a good office chair that I could sit in over here. Because that office chair over there is a piece of garbage. It's broken. It sinks in, loses its pressure. It's a piece of shit. I need to get basically a nice, comfy chair to do this. And I don't know what it's going to be yet. Right now, that's another thing. That definitely is a consideration. But PS5 comes first. So. Okay, so that was a $10 tip, I believe. Yes. Thank you for that, Alfred. Timbo Slice Cheers says, got an idea. Once you get a green screen pre-stream, fan out can be behind you green screen, then you on cam pre-stream. What the fuck did you just say? I got an idea. Once you green screen pre-stream, fan out can be behind you on green screen, then you are on cam pre-stream. Thanks for the cheer. Auda Bauda McLonghouse to me $13.37, also known as Leet. He's maybe at $300 you grow your beard out, at $400 you stream for an hour longer. No. But thank you for the $13 tip. I appreciate that, but those are not going to be things I did. Okay? Alrighty. Hygienic streamer tips cheered. You didn't clean the wall behind you. There's crud marks. Those are not crud. Those are holes in the wall from the love seat as the love seat smashed against the wall over the years. Xbox One is garbage. Hit me $1.69. Says that dude is just a hater. The new Call of Duty looks great. It's made by Treyarch, so you know it's going to be great. Well, I don't know. Black Ops 4, I did not think the multiplayer was great. Although, admittedly, the Black Ops 4 multiplayer was way better than Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare was like the bottom of the barrel trash. It really is a terrible game. I can't believe how bad of a job they did with that fucking game. It's a piece of shit. Only Iced Coffee gifted a sub to Elite Shadow Ninja. Congrats, Elite Shadow Ninja. Again, thank you, Only Iced Coffee. Hygienic Streamer Tips cheers. How did the meal planning go? What meals are we having this week? A good variety, but we're not going to talk about that now. Jacket Thug cheered. He says, you're basically had your Xbox Series S paid for now. Congrats. That's not how it works. I'm working towards PlayStation first anyway, but the money I'm raising today is to pay normal stuff for the week. Okay? Rob on Wheels to me another $5. You look like a Bono with the vest and glasses. Surprised no one has noticed it. Oh no, people have actually said it many times that I look like Bono with this on. So we're at $300 in tips, guys. Wow, thank you very much. I appreciate this. Virtual reality to me $10 says, can we finally see you do VR streams? No. I have no desire to do VR streams. I did them for a while and the gimmick died out and I don't care about VR. So the answer is no, I'm not doing VR streams. Hygienic Streamer Tips cheer. He says you should donate the filthy chair to science. It's like a big smelly petri dish. Yummy. Last Rambo cheered. He says you criticize Arkham Knight because of a predictable plot twist if you read the comic books. But you criticize many comic book films for departing away from the comics. How can you reconcile with that? I'm not here to debate comic book movie stuff today. The pre-stream was long enough, but thank you for the cheer. Timbo Slice cheer. He said my computer copy and pasted the same thing that I said. I was trying to say... With a green screen, you could run the fan out on it, and you can be on cam while it shows behind you. What? Run the fan out on it, and be on cam when it shows behind you. I have no idea what that means. Again, I'm still confused. What does that mean? You have to Alright, Timbo Slice, you have to rephrase this. I have no idea what you're saying. You have to completely rephrase this, okay? Only Iced Coffee gifted a sub to Last Rambo. Congrats, Last Rambo. Post-nasal drip. Oh, here we go. It's a troll. It's a troll piece of shit. Of course. So, my post-nasal drip can go fuck itself, and this person, using the name post-nasal drip, can also go fuck themselves right up their own assholes. What a piece of garbage. Okay, ban him. Fuck you. Fuck you, piece of shit. Alright. Let's do some shout-outs. Thank you to the following top cheerers of the week. Take these glasses off to read this. In 10th place, Captain Caveman. In 9th place, Darkside Kenny. 8th place, Jose Martinez. 7th place, Nose Vacuum. 6th place, Timbo Slice. 5th place, Ninstar Rune. 4th place, Spartan King. Actually a tie for 3rd along with Sambuca 2020. 2nd place, Hygienic Streamer Tips. And in 1st place, Psycho OC. Thank you to those who get the subscriptions this week, including Ultima Cloud 7, Bad Guy, Chipe, R Breezy, Jad F, and Timbo Slice, who each gifted a single sub. Thank you to Lunaba, who so far has gifted 3 subs. And thank you to Only Ice Coffee, who gifted a very humble 93 subscriptions so far this week. Only 93. And by the way, Only Ice Coffee gifted a sub to Only Ice Coffee for Mob, making it 94 gifted subs now. So thank you for that. Let's actually take a look at the leaderboard now. All right. We are currently at 707 subscribers. That's what I wanted to update. We're at 707, guys. Out of 725. If we hit 725, that's the tier 2 tips goal for the month, and that means that you guys will be able to pick the type of costume I'm going to wear during my Halloween event. By the way, I should bring up, remember to keep nominating games for the Rageathon. That's still happening. Just that, you know, things kind of got derailed the past few days to week. But that is still happening, and around the middle of this month is when I'll be looking at your nominations and determining what games will be in the Rageathon later this month. Okay? Alright. Hygienic Streamer Tips Cheers said, I'm worried your new chair doesn't offer enough neck support. Neck support? When did my chair ever have... My couch never had neck support. So I don't think you're too worried. Or you're worrying, is not warranted because I never had neck support to begin with. Okay? Spartan King to me $5 said, this is a breath of fresh air. I think abandoning the idea of a streak is for the best. Maybe. Very well, it may be. And the thing is, today, like I said, I really felt I was going to get a lot of support today no matter what. But the question is the longevity of it. Because without a streak to keep that momentum going, what's going to happen? And that's what we need to see is going to happen. Like, what's going to happen tonight on the Tony Hawk stream? We'll find out. Okay. You heard that neck crack on mic? I know, it was loud, wasn't it? Okay. Hygienic Streamer Tips cheered again and said, Jasper has pooped in the hallway again. No, he is not. He does not poop in the hallway. Kate did 100-bit cheers. Happy Wednesday. Did you see the new trailer for the Dune movie? I have not. Thank you, Kate, for the cheer. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a break. I need to use the bathroom. I've been holding it in. When I come back from break, we're going to start up with Avengers. There's going to be a little bit less gameplay today because we had such a long pre-stream, but that's fine. Obviously, today was a special occurrence. So Avengers, when I come back, I'm excited to see what happens with the game. And by the way, I'll actually be facing the television for the first time ever in this office. Can you believe it? Okay. Thank you guys. I'll see you after the break. Enjoy the music, and I'll see you in a bit.